for you, Miss March.
Mrs. Kirk, the mutton you ordered is on the kitchen table. Thank you, Professor. Christopher Columbus, another publisher. Another rejection?
I do not know. I do not read your letters, but they keep arriving and I keep bringing them to you.
And I keep hoping.
We all keep hoping for your success, Miss March. The entire boarding house keeps hoping. You have us all on edge.
Dear Miss March, I read your story. Well, he's read it. Unfortunately, I found your tale tasteless and vulgar, not at all suitable for my readers. My advice to you...
My advice to you is to return home and have babies. This is what women are made for. Sincerely, F. Putnam.
22.
22?
22 rejections since I've been in New York. They all say the same thing. Go home, give up.
F. Putnam is an idiot. His words are stupid.
F. Putnam is one of the most powerful publishers in this city.
You cannot lose faith, Miss March. There will be someone who'll like your story. I'm certain of it.
Professor Bayer, would it be all right if I read my story to you? I would so respect your opinion.
Yes, of course.
Actually, it's one of my best. It's a mean and stormy night. The moors are bleak and bloody. Thunder claps, lightning strikes. The fair Ursa, her clothes in disarray, races across the wild coastal heath. Now she stops. Now she runs. Will she escape? Will she be caught? With bold determination, the villainous aristocrat, Braxton Prendergast, lurches for her. There's no escape. She's not a child, and yet she turns to fight with eyes amazed. Is she not she will not be defiled. Keep away from me, you wretch!
I cannot keep away.
Your beauty draws me. Your passion ignites me. I know it. I defy you. Let me find you. Don't come too close. Don't come too close. And at that moment, Rodrigo appears in magnificent splendor.
Miss March, tell me, what is it you are writing here?
Blood and gut stuff. It's all the rage. The magazines and periodicals are full of it.
Violence and seduction on every page?
Read Shakespeare. Read history. Read the newspapers.
It is getting late. Perhaps it is best we pursue this some other time.
No! I want to know what you think, Professor.
Blood and gut stuff? What you think the world wants to hear? If I have noticed nothing else about you, Miss March, I've noticed you are unique. Something you should try not to forget. I think you could do better.
Better? And just who are you, anyways? An aging German professor, close to 50?
I am 34.
34? Really? Well, you look a lot older.
I worry a lot.
And what do you worry about?
How to avoid a conversation such as this. Now, I will go to dinner. Miss March, since you have been here, 6 weeks now, is it? You shout, you rant, you upset the whole lord of this boarding house. I'm a serene and peaceful man.
You're aloof. You're arrogant.
Arrogant? Miss March, I spoke my mind, as you spoke yours. Obviously, it was not appreciated on either side.
Obviously. My stories were a great success and conquered. Better than what? Better than this dazzling plot. Better. This story will be my King Lear. Each phrase is better than him. Better. My smallest whim is better. How can he miss what's so clear? How can I do better than what's already here? How can what he says to me be true? If I don't succeed, what will I do? Turn around, go back to Concord, leave New York behind unconquered? No, how dare he make me doubt the way I feel? Doubt that each thrilling page is who I am. These words alive with passion, vivid as my atom, where it all began. Joe, the girls at school were horrible to me. Charlotte then said my dress was ragged and my nose was flat.
Being a governess, I should be meeting eligible young men.
It's going to be a dismal Christmas, but with father away and no money for presents.
Meg, Amy, Joe has a surprise for us.
Or was I better when I was home? Listen, everyone, I have risen to the occasion this year and written us an operatic tragedy.
And we're going to perform it for Christmas.
No, I can't. Not with my flat nose.
Joe, do you really think we should? What with this awful war?
When have we let anything defeat us? Years from now, people will talk about us. One Christmas Eve, 4 penniless and ragged sisters put on an operatic tragedy for all of Concord.
Oh, no.
Filled with blood and guts. 2 massacres, a masked ball, and several heart-wrenching scenes. We'll dim the lights, the crowd will hush. We start the overture and Beth will surely blush. And when Clarissa starts to bleed, Christmas will exceed our finest dreams.
Joe, do I die again in this one?
Yes, Meg, you will die like none before. The world will shudder when your body hits the floor. Or when Rodrigo makes you bleed. Christmas will exceed our finest dreams. Now leave me as Clarissa. Only passion is permissible. Its tragedy depends upon the fire in your eyes. When you're the mother, you'll be noble, you'll be pure. All hearts will melt the moment mother cries. Let us begin. Aha! Oh! Mother, your mother would not cry. No. Amy, expression from the heart. Mother! Oh no, dear mother, do not cry. Mother! Oh no! Joe, I am teased and ridiculed at school, and all that concerns you is your silly little tragedy. I know you're tired. I know it's hard. But we will triumph when Rodrigo yells, "I'm good!" Say, our success is guaranteed. Christmas will be thrilling. Christmas will be gory. Christmas will exceed our finest dreams. I made an important decision today. As you all know, I've been writing stories forever, with much satisfaction. And people seem to like what I write.
We love it, Joe.
Absolutely. So, I've decided I'm going to become a world-renowned writer. I shall write great books and earn barrels of money. And I'll give you all everything you ever dreamed of.
Oh, Joe can do anything.
But we must promise to remain just as we are. Solid, like a fortress. No matter whatever happens, we must promise that it'll always be the 4 March sisters. Forever, forever! Come, let's rehearse.
Mother! Oh no, dear mother! Do not cry! Not my daughter, you wretch! You will have your no one! No one!
I'm bursting with energy. Someone give me a task to do.
I want you to bring Father home.
I shall write President Lincoln tonight. Another.
I want you to get Annie Moffat to invite me to her St. Valentine's Day ball.
I'll wring her bloody little neck if she doesn't. Another.
I want you to get us a Christmas tree.
Rodrigo will go chop one down immediately.
Where?
There. Just across the road.
But that's on Mr. Lawrence's property.
You go to prison for it.
Prison? What care I for prison?
Joe is an incredible human being. Look, it's Mr. Lawrence. He's standing there at the window glaring out.
He looks sinister.
I think he looks sad.
Well, I wouldn't be sad living in such a house.
Has anyone ever been inside?
He'd never let any of us in.
They say he's a very angry and bitter man. Joe's going to get us all into deathly trouble.
We'll be known as the family with the criminal sister.
What criminal sister?
Oh, Mommy, you're home.
What's happening here?
Joe's written an operatic tragedy.
And he's going to invite all of Concord to come see us perform it.
And I'm the mother in it. And I die in it. But it's a beautiful death.
And I play Clarissa, who is very sweet.
It sounds wonderful.
Oh, Marmee, it's Joe's best.
Tell us about your day.
Well, we knitted socks and blankets for the Soldiers' Aid Society. And a letter came from Father.
A letter from Father?
Read it to us, Marmee.
Where's Joe?
She's outside.
Do read the letter.
We'll wait for Joe.
But she may be ours.
I want to hear all the things you did today.
I hate being a governess, Marmee.
I do try, but
I get the best piano.
Rodrigo has returned.
Joe?
Marmee.
Joe, where did you get that tree?
I borrowed it from Mr. Lawrence.
Joe, you didn't.
I took it for us, Marmee.
You'll take it back immediately.
Take it back? That's like taking back a chicken after you've chopped off its head.
Do let us keep it.
It is Christmas, Marmee.
No, destroying someone else's property.
Well, we could give it to the Hummels. They have so little.
Good. The tree goes to the Hummels then. Now, what about Mr. Lawrence?
What about him?
Mr. Lawrence.
Yes, Mr. Lawrence. You chopped down my perfect Douglas fir. I should have you arrested.
I'll make it up to you, sir.
How?
I'll plant 6 more.
12
And I'll chop your firewood for a few days.
weeks. I hope such an incident never happens again. You've ruined my day.
He sure loves his trees. I'm Theodore Lawrence III, but everyone just calls me Laurie. I've come to live here in Concord. I can play the piccolo, I can sleep standing up, and I've won a medal at school holding my breath nearly 3 minutes before passing out. I think it's terrifically daring of you to chop down grandfather's cherished tree. Well, goodbye.
Theodore Lawrence III, would you mind delivering this tree to the Hummels?
Joe!
Oh, I don't mind.
He doesn't mind.
Just point me in the direction.
They live just half a mile down the road, the red house with the broken shingles.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Joe, you must think before you act on every whim.
I just want all of us to have a wonderful Christmas, Marmee.
A letter's come from Father.
Christopher Columbus!
Do read the letter, Marmee.
My dear wife, the war goes on and on. The end seems nowhere in sight. The days are difficult and long, but I am well.
He's well.
Still, it is awfully lonely away from my dear ones, especially lonely as Christmas is approaching. Each night in my tent, I think of my precious girls.
He thinks of us.
Give them all my love and give them a sweet kiss. Tell them to be good girls, faithful and hardworking, and to conquer that which is disagreeable in them, so that when I return, I will be fonder and prouder than ever of my little women. Well, why are we all so glum? Do we need an operatic tragedy to perform or not?
We do.
Then we have work to do. We have costumes to complete, and we need to get an oleo curtain for you to paint.
And will you perform something, Marmee? Do, Marmee.
I'll write something thrilling for you, full of passion and daring.
Yes, I will. We'll make this the best Christmas ever. We March women are invincible. Come, let's get to work.
I'll go get my paints.
I'll look for a costume for Marmee. I'll decide the handbill.
I still don't know why we couldn't have kept the tree.
My dear husband, write a
Josephine? Josephine, is that you? Josephine!
Good morning, Aunt March.
Do you know the hour?
Almost 10, I believe.
Your workday begins with me at 9. You've missed reading to me and still haven't repaired the latch on the cellar door.
I got delayed finding you this beautiful flower.
Don't trifle with me, Josephine. You were dawdling.
I wasn't dawdling. I was writing a story.
You are what happens to a girl when she has no father.
I have a father.
Never here when you need him. And now, my nephew has the audacity to be an army chaplain when he can't even support his own family. Josephine, listen to me. You are on the verge of womanhood.
Christopher Columbus.
And just look at you. You go about writing senseless stories, constantly trying to save the world, and you can't even save yourself.
I don't need saving.
There are many pitfalls a girl can fall into, and Josephine, you are headed towards all of them. I want to see you shine. Even if you're not rich, you can at least marry well.
I'll never marry.
You'll marry. All girls marry.
I'm not all girls.
With a good marriage, you can have power. You can take your place in society.
I don't give two figs about society.
Then there is no point in our having this conversation. It's clear to me that I could never take you to Europe.
Take me to Europe?
It was an idle thought of mine.
Do you know how important it is for a writer to travel? It's been my dream, Aunt March.
We earn our dreams in this world, Josephine. It's foolish of me to think that you will ever change your ways.
I could try.
You could never bend your will. You could never follow through. You could never bite your tongue, though your tongue may split in two. If you want to live your dreams, these are things you have to do. How could you change? You can't. Not you.
I could change if I wanted to.
Could you practice self-control? Could you possibly be shy? Could you wear a corset tight in the heat of mid-July? These are rules you must obey. Everyone which you defy. You'll never change. You won't. That's why. Yet somewhere deep within my heart, I do believe you could captivate the world. If you could change, there is so much you could achieve. In time, you could succeed and travel very far indeed. You could be beguiling,
Charming, me.
someone well-mannered, a model of grace. Learn the art of smiling.
That could be hard.
It isn't very hard for someone full of dreams like you. If you work, you'll find there's see them, Marmee?
To think my two oldest girls are going to their first ball. Next year it'll be you, Beth.
Me? You think so?
Meg!
I can't go. Meg, why not? Look at me. Every girl in Concord my age has been to a ball, and I haven't even worn a dress like this, anything like this.
I wore that very same dress to my first ball, but it didn't look half so good on me. Margaret March, you've been dreaming about Annie Moffat's St. Valentine's Day ball for months. You can't walk away from it now.
I'm not built for gowns.
You look very alluring.
I think the word is alarming, Marmee. Meg's the beauty. Look at her. She'll be the most sought-after girl at the ball.
She doesn't want to go.
Meg?
What will I do if someone asks me to dance?
Just smile and say, I'd be delighted.
Delighted.
Then offer him your hand.
Delighted.
Delighted. Now let him take command.
I'm hardly delighted.
You're dancing like a candle.
No, I cannot dance tonight.
I'd be delighted.
Then you go. The music is entrancing,
Exotic.
hypnotic,
The sound of men romancing.
delighted,
Delighted.
and some of them are glancing.
People everywhere.
Elegance to spare. How can I be sure they'll like me when I'm there?
I can see you dancing all night.
Dress, and it almost fits.
It was mine.
I know. All it needs is a pretty sash. Besides, why shouldn't I go?
Because you weren't invited.
I can go in your place.
In my place?
You don't care about good society, and I do.
I don't care about snobs. People who think they're better than you just because they have grander houses.
Well, they do have grander houses.
That's enough, Amy.
But I want elegance and fine things, Marmee.
And I want passion. I want to be noticed because I'm unique, not because of some silly sash.
Sashes aren't silly. Aunt March says the right accessories could be the key to a girl's success. Besides, I'd never go to a ball with scorch marks on the back of my dress.
What?
As big as your behind.
Enough, Amy. Beth, get my sewing basket, please.
Jill hates balls. She should stay in her musty old attic and write her dreadful little stories.
My stories aren't dreadful.
Nobody reads them and nobody likes them.
Well, I like them. I'm sending that one off to a very prominent New York publisher.
And he'll hate it.
That's enough, Amy. There, Joe. It's hardly noticeable.
We've got to go.
Yes. And I'll tell everyone just how sweet you were to let me borrow your beautiful fan. Good night, Marmee, Beth. If anyone calls for us, we're at the ball.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, girls. Have a wonderful evening. Now, Amy, I want you to think about what you said, and when Joe comes home, you can apologize. Now, come, girls. Let's go get ready for bed. Amy.
Coming. Joe!
I swear, Meg, Mrs. Parrot kept moving in on me like a mountain lion. She had this gigantic ear trumpet, and she kept shouting at me. What's that you say, my dear?
She's deaf.
She got so close, I ended up spilling the entire glass of punch on her.
Joe.
And then Annie Moffat said to me, "Can I be of help, Sally?" Sally? Who is Sally?
I think that's her dog.
I ought to box her ears.
Joe, don't. We'll take a few minutes and go back in as if nothing had happened, our heads held high.
Yes, you're right. For a young lady soon to go abroad and do amazing things, I shall return poised and elegant, brimming with confidence. I shall sit grandly. Christopher Columbus!
Excuse me.
You?
Me.
What are you doing here?
I passed out too much dancing, I guess.
Too much punch, I'd say.
Lori, where have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you.
Mr. Brooke, I want you...
Your grandfather will be furious. He wants you to meet some important people.
But I have. These are the March girls I've been telling you about, the ones from across the way. This is Meg, right?
Yes.
And that's Joe. She cuts her firewood on occasion. This is Mr. John Brooke. He's a scholar from Boston.
I'm Lori's tutor. Come, Lori.
Sir, you've taken my dance card.
Your dance card? Oh, is this yours? Sorry. So, you're Margaret March?
Yes, I am.
It's a splendid party, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Quite lovely. So you're from Boston?
Actually, Maine.
I've never been to Maine.
You should go. It's beautiful country. Very primitive.
I like primitive.
Really.
Mr. Brooke is a romantic.
Is that true?
Well, no. I read Keats and Shelley. Keats and Shelley.
So do I.
You read Keats and Shelley?
All the time.
Christopher Columbus.
Would you like to dance, Miss March?
Meg, we were just about to go.
I'd be delighted, Mr. Brooke. Excuse us, Joe.
Did you see that? He just... What is it with you and that smile?
You make me beam.
Well, you look ridiculous.
You're looking very fetching tonight.
Fetching, really.
So when you're not attending balls, what do you do?
I write blood and guts stories. I make extraordinary plans. I'm going to Europe. I'm going to meet famous writers and revolutionaries. So what about you? What do you do? Marmee says you're all alone in the world? No mother or father? That must be awful for you.
It's not awful. I've got a cranky old grandfather, and I've got a cat, and, well, I've got...
What?
Well, I was hoping to say you.
Me? You don't have me.
I know I have no rights, but sometimes late at night, I watch you in the attic, pacing back and forth like a maniac. I've never met a girl like you, anyone at all like you. This is very nice, such a lovely party. The music sounds so thrilling. It makes a person feel like dancing. I'm very good. I won a medal for dancing at school.
I don't dance. Besides, I've got a patch on the back of my dress.
A patch? Let me see.
No!
I like it. That patch will start a whole new fashion. You dance with me tonight, and I guarantee by next spring, every girl in Concord will be wearing a patch on her dress. We could do 100 things, do anything you please. We could fly on golden wings across the 7 seas. I'll bet we could get a camel through any all if you'll I should warn you, I won a medal for boxing at school.
So that's how you win medals.
Could live a million dreams, but only if we dare you in. We could go to such extremes. There's so much we could share. We'll circle the world, doing all we've ever dreamed of. And we'll live in our own way, and I'll see you every day. We'll be the best of friends when you take a chance on me. So what do you say? Try me.
I challenge you to a skating race tomorrow at the pond. Come on.
We'll circle the world, doing all we've ever dreamed of. 'Cause she'll take our chance. Yes, she'll take our chance. Finally take our chance on me.
Marmee, they're home.
May?
Excuse me, Mrs. March. John Brooke, Laurie's tutor. We were dancing and the ankle may be sprained. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
The evening began very strangely, but ended magnificently. Good night.
Good night. Can you walk on it?
It's nothing, Marmee. Tell us about the ball.
I tried doing all these ladylike things, Marmee. All that went unnoticed, except by Mr. Lawrence's grandson. And poor Meg, no one even asked her to dance but that pompous Mr. Brooke.
He danced divinely. I had a wonderful time. Actually, I had the best time of my life. I may have left here a girl, but I came home a woman.
A woman? What is she talking about? Meg?
It's just Meg being silly, Marmee.
Okay, girls. Well, it's off to bed. It's been a long day for all of us.
Oh, Beth, darling, look what I brought for you. A truffle.
Thank you, Joe.
Amy.
Good night, Marmee.
I'm sorry for the things I said, Joe.
And for you, Miss March, a petifor. A little squashed, but still edible.
Thank you.
Coming, Joe?
I'm just gonna put the finishing touches onto my story, Marmee.
Don't be too long and see that the fire is out.
Amy? Amy? Amy! Amy, where are you?
Joe? What
Amy!
happened? Joe?
Amy!
Joe, what is it?
Amy, what did you do with my story?
Nothing.
What did you do? I was working on this story day and night.
I burned it.
You did what?
And I'm glad I did.
I ought to choke you.
Go on. I bare my throat to you.
Stop it! Now back to bed now? What's gotten into you both?
She burned my story.
She deserved it.
Joe? No, she did not deserve it. You did an intolerable thing.
Marmee!
You destroyed what meant the world to Joe.
Joe has everything.
What do I have? I wear dresses with patches. I write stories that my sister burned.
You could have given me the
The invitation was meant for me.
Your time will come, Amy.
No, my time will never come. I'm always forgotten. I'm always last. I'm never invited anywhere. I have nothing special.
That's enough, Amy. Now, both of you, look at me. I can't demand that you two love one another, but I do demand that you live together with respect.
I hate the way I look. I hate this nightgown.
It was mine.
I want something that's mine. And I'll take back that fan.
I am so sorry.
It's not your fault. Though you did give birth to her.
Can't you see she wants to be like you? She wants to have what you have. She's just a child, Joe.
She's not just a child. She's a demon in a child's body.
If I could bring back your story, I would.
My writing is everything to me, Marmee. It's who I am. It's my future. It's my passion.
Passion is still in you, Joe. Believe me, it's still there.
I'll never forgive her.
You're not wrong, Joe, to feel anger. But if you build a wall between you and Amy, the only person that you'll end up hurting is yourself. And I couldn't bear that. Try and get some sleep.
I can't sleep. I won't. I will never fall asleep again, not for decades. No, not even then. My life was in that story. How could she be so cruel? How can so much be lost so easily? I wrote my heart out. It does not seem fair. I'll rage until I'm withered. I'll grow cold and bitter. Carlotta. Carlotta, the mad woman in the attic, a creature of gall. I like this. A spinster, rejected by the world, changed her appearance. Yes, she attached golden braids to her hair.
Joe, come skating with me. The pond is still frozen enough. The ice is magnificent today. Joe, come on.
Lori, I'm finishing a story.
Finish it later. I want to win at least one race before the winter's over.
I'll give you a 2-minute head start
2 minutes?
and still beat you.
Go with them. Joe doesn't want me. Go anyway. He hasn't talked to me in 3 weeks. I drew a picture of her with her beautiful hair, and she just ignored it. Besides, my ice skates don't fit me anymore.
Take mine.
Can I really, Beth? Thank you. I hope one day I can be sweet like you.
You are sweet.
Watch where you're going.
Sorry, Mr. Lawrence.
That piano sounded terrible.
It needs a tuning, sir.
Where's my grandson, Lori?
I'm sure he'll be home soon.
The boy's missed 6 lessons,
fallen behind in all of his work. I've strictly forbidden him to associate with this family.
Why, sir?
Because a man needs an iron will if he is to succeed in this world. And this family will only soften him. Which one of the dreadful little March girls are you, anyway?
I'm Dreadful Beth.
Yes. Laurie says you're the one who wants to play my priceless piano. It's out of the question. It belongs to my daughter, Laurie's mother. It's been locked since she passed away, and that's how it shall stay. Are you afraid of me?
A little.
Why?
It might have something to do with your face, sir. It's very hard.
I cannot help my hard face. Come now, continue what you're playing. Are you going to play or not? I haven't all day.
If you say, come with me off to Massachusetts, then to Massachusetts we will go. We will buy dishes there, maybe even 2 sets. Buy the finest china, then we'll dine a while on crepe Suzettes.
Well, go on.
We will build model boats off in Massachusetts, there in Massachusetts, by the bay. Put them together and wait until the glue sets.
What is the matter now?
I don't remember the rest, sir.
While we wait for polka for the folk along the parapets.
Off
To Massachusetts,
yes, we're off.
to where the shops are sweet. We will play minuets off in Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts, Beacon Street. If you say, come with me off to Massachusetts, then to Massachusetts we will go. We will buy dishes there, maybe in 2 sets. Buy the finest china, then we'll dine a while on freight Suzettes. Massachusetts.
Yes, we're off.
Yes, we're off to where the shops are sweet. We will have no regrets off in Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts, we.
Boston, Massachusetts, we.
Boston, Massachusetts, we repeat. Well, a good day.
Goodbye, sir.
Come visit me tomorrow. I'll find the key to that old piano. We'll see if there's some music left in it. Will you come?
Yes.
And when you see my grandson, tell him I wish to see him at once.
Meg! Meg!
What is it, Beth?
Mr. Lawrence was here. He invited me to come to his house and play his piano.
Oh, Beth.
He's really not as terrible as we had imagined.
Meg! Beth!
Amy? What happened?
She fell through the ice.
She was skating by the bridge when suddenly the ice gave way. I just got to her in time.
She's careless. She's rash.
She just wanted to be with you.
I was skating so beautifully.
You don't think. You know you're not supposed to skate down by the bridge. Everyone knows the ice by the bridge is dangerous.
You didn't want me skating near you. I love your stories, Joe. I tried to write one to make up for what I did, but I couldn't think of anything to say. So I drew that picture of you with your beautiful hair.
And my big mouth.
And you just ignored it.
You skate recklessly. If it hadn't been for Laurie, you could have been killed.
Maybe it would have been better if I had.
You must never talk like that. When the ice broke underneath you, all I could think of was that I could have lost you.
Then go on, Joe. Forgive her.
See how much she's changed.
I
See
think
her
she deserves a
sweet
second
side.
chance.
Everybody stop it! I was devastated when you burned my story. I didn't understand how you could have done such a thing. Promise me that you'll never think of me as an enemy, but a sister who loves you.
I promise, Joe.
The 4 March sisters. Forever.
Forever!
Lori, who saved Amy and made this day possible. I want to declare before everyone, before the world, that on this day of forgiveness and joy, that you, Theodore Lawrence III, who has valiantly lost all contests to me, I declare you our brother, the brother we never had. Swear to us your greatest oath of loyalty, an oath as dazzling as your charms.
I swear I'll follow you like royalty.
We're our royal coats of arms.
From now on we are joined, and we shall not be parted. From this day on it's all for one, and one for all for life.
We'll live like musketeers.
Together we'll prevail.
We'll be fine for all forever from now on.
Now each of us must swear for all eternity. Our bond shall never be undone. Nothing shall sever this fraternity. We'll always live and die as one. From now on we are joined, and we shall not be parted.
From this day on it's all for one, and one for all for life. Together we will fight.
Your battles will be mine.
We'll be fine for all forever from now on. Speech!
On this wonderful day, I'll never forget. I am
From this day on we swear that we shall not be parted. From this day on no matter what, we're fine for all for life. We'll conquer every foe with our brother by our side.
And if John Brooke were here, he'd be our brother too.
Meg's in love.
We'll consider any friend.
Loyal to the end.
We'll be fine for all forever.
Fight for all forever.
We'll be fine for all forever from now on. From now on.
Amy, darling, are you ready? Amy and March will be here soon. Oh, Mr. Lawrence, I'll need a few more minutes. I'm waiting for Joe. Tell me I'm doing the right thing.
Well, of course, you're doing the right thing.
I've never left my girls before.
Your husband has pneumonia and needs you with him in Washington.
I feel like I'm being torn in two. One part of me here, the other part of me.
All looking on the girls every day.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence.
I'll take this to the carriage. Where's the shawl? What's under the shawl?
I got it.
I fixed you a basket of food, Marmee.
Amy's almost ready. She's packing up half the house.
Where's Joe? I sent her to our Aunt March's hours ago. She has to be back by now.
I'll go find her.
Thank you.
Here's the shawl Father loves so much.
Marmee, please don't make me go to Aunt March's house. It scares me. Everything's so old in it. I drew this picture of you with the apple blossoms in your hair, the goddess of spring. It's for Father. Is he going to die?
No, Amy. I'll see to it that he recovers. Go get the rest of your things.
Marmee, I'm sorry I'm so late. I did get the money, though.
Oh, thank you, Joe. I know how hard it is for you to ask Aunt March.
Oh, I didn't ask her. I couldn't. So I stood in the town common all morning trying to sell my stories. And when that failed, I sold my hair.
Oh, my.
Joe.
You're bald.
I'm not bald.
But your hair was your best feature.
She looks beautiful.
Now Marmee has enough money to get to Washington and stay with Father as long as he needs her. Here, $27.25. I threw in a few extra coins I had stashed away.
You shouldn't have done this, Joe. I'm so
Disappointed?
proud. That was a very courageous thing for you to have done. Thank you.
The carriage is ready, Miss March. Joe! You look different.
Miss March, we really must be getting to the train.
By next summer, I guarantee that every girl in Concord be wearing their hair just like...
Lori.
Come, let me hold my girls.
We've never been parted before. I feel so awful.
Amy, I'll look after everything, Marmee. Don't worry.
My dear Margaret, make certain your husband recovers.
I will, Aunt March, and thank you for taking Amy. Amy, tell Aunt March how excited you are.
I'm so excited about living with you while Mommy's in Washington.
Naturally.
Now no glum faces and no tears. I'll be back as soon as possible. How did you all grow up so fast? Goodbye, Aunt March.
And you'll tell Father how much I miss him and love him.
Of course.
Josephine, what have you done?
I sold my hair so Marmee can have a safe journey to Washington.
You did what? I've told you, if you need money, come to me.
I was hoping to earn my own money.
Cutting one's hair and selling it like a beggar is not an option for a lady. You look like a shorn sheep. Have you forgotten our contract?
I never forget it. Traveling, seeing Europe, Paris, and London.
You don't live up to your part of the bargain. Why should I live up to mine?
I've tried living up to my part of the bargain. I went to a ball. I practiced dancing with Meg. I improved my manners. I read books on etiquette. I held my tongue in several situations. When I wanted to scream out, I've got a fire in me, Aunt March.
Well, let's just see how far this fire takes you in life. Let's see what doors this fire will open. Let's see what society thinks of your fire.
To hell with society!
Josephine!
We do not live for society. We live for what we have inside of us. We live to expand our minds, fulfill our dreams, engage in passionate exchanges.
That is enough. You think you know everything, and you know nothing. As for Europe, you can forget it. Europe is meant for someone with a little more understanding of its rewards.
Aunt March, please.
The subject is closed.
The subject is not closed. And if it is, I open it up again. I'll go to Europe. I will. I'll go to Europe if I have to swim there. Hello, John.
I like your haircut, Joe.
And my hair will grow back.
And just who is this man?
He's Laurie's tutor. And a friend.
Well, tell your friend his visit should be brief. Amy, collect your things. I'll be waiting for you in the carriage. I have plans for you.
Yes, ma'am.
John, what have you done?
I've enlisted. I couldn't stand by any longer. Your own father is in the Army hospital in Washington, and I have friends who will never return.
When do you leave?
Tonight. Meg. Margaret. I'm not a rich man, and I'm not particularly handsome.
You're very handsome, John.
Really? You think so? I'm not the wisest man in the world.
And you're very wise.
Thank you, Meg. If you could find it in your heart, if you could love me as I love you, if only I'll write to you every day, twice a day, 5 times a day.
It's settled. What? We'll all go to Europe. Why shouldn't we? Here we are, young women, living on our own. It's time we looked ahead. We'll save our pennies. I'll get a real job. Joe? I've worked out our itinerary. We'll go to Spain first, Madrid, then to Rome, visit the Vatican, have an audience with the Pope. Oh, it's a wonderful idea, isn't it, Joe?
I'm engaged. John proposed and I accepted.
Engaged? Meg's engaged! That's so romantic! Have a big wedding. Aunt March says they're very fashionable.
Amy, Aunt March is waiting for you. I'll come visit you later.
Goodbye, everyone.
What about our promise to remain together?
We made that a long time ago. I've changed, Joe. You've changed.
I haven't changed. I would never make a promise one day, then break it another. Our word is everything, Meg.
I love him.
So you love him. I'm talking about us, Meg. We're alone now. We only have each other. Our future as a family is at stake. You can't turn your back on us.
I'm not turning my back on you.
I told you I'm going to become a famous writer.
I know.
It'll give you everything you ever dreamed of.
But if she loves him, Joe?
I do. With all my heart and soul.
I've lost Meg.
You haven't lost Meg.
I've lost my trip to Europe.
You'll find your way there someday, Joe. I know you will. You can do anything. You can make the clouds disappear.
It's you who makes the clouds disappear.
Come, walk with me and tell me about your adventures today.
Well, I sold my hair.
Yes?
And before that, I stood in the town common, and when no one paid attention to me, I cried out, "Joe March is here!" And then I recited my story. Carlotta, the mad woman in the attic.
A creature of Gaul, a spinster, rejected by the world, hungry for blood, rose from the dark. Joe March. Her eyes were beady red, her hair ghastly white. Joe, it's your best friend, Theodore Lawrence III. And her fingers clutched with rage as she went out in the wretched night.
Lori?
Joe.
Lori, Christopher Columbus, it's so good to see you. You've not been here in months.
I was in Boston. I have dreadful news.
What news?
With the war ended, grandfather's insisted I get on with my life. He's enrolled me in school.
What?
I'm going off to college just in time for the summer session.
Well, that's wonderful news.
What's wonderful about it? Leaving the best friend I ever had?
I can't imagine life in Concord without you. Not seeing your silly grin every day.
I don't want to go.
But you've got to go. This is an incredible opportunity. College? I'd go in a minute. I'd study everything.
What do you need of schools? You're going to be a famous writer.
Famous?
I have to tell you something.
Tell me something.
That first day I saw you, do you remember that day?
Of course.
That day you chopped down grandfather's cherished tree. I knew then you and I'd be magnificent together.
We are magnificent together.
My sweet Joe, for weeks now, months even, this whole year actually, I've wanted to...
What was that?
It was a kiss.
I know it was a kiss.
It was my first kiss. I've thought about it for a long time. We could live a million dreams, but only if we dare. We could go to such extremes. There's so much we could share.
I'm into you.
Look, I took apart my inheritance, and I bought you this ring.
A ring? What are you talking about?
I want to marry you.
Marry me? Stop Stop this, Lori. It's not funny.
I've practiced saying the words over and over again. Marry me, marry me.
Have you gone mad?
I love you, Joe. And I want you to be my wife.
No. 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 Find someone else. Find some accomplished girl.
But I don't want an accomplished girl. I want you.
Well, you can't have me.
At least say you'll think about it.
There's nothing to think about. I'll never marry.
You don't mean that.
I do mean it.
You'll marry.
I won't.
You will. Just not me. That's really sane, isn't it?
Go away.
Find someone someday, Joe.
I thought you understood me.
You knew all along how I felt. Everybody knew!
You knew all along who I am, what I want. I bared my soul to you, Lori.
Joe!
Go away, please. Just go. Who is he? Who is he with his marry me? With his ring and his marry me? The nerve to go. This is not what was meant to be. How could he ruin it all with those 2 words? I thought I knew him, thought that he knew me. When did it change? What did I miss? A kiss when I thought all along that we were meant to forge frontiers. How could I be so wrong? And how I need my sisters here. If I can't share my dreams, what were they for? I thought our promise meant that we would never change and never part. I thought together we'd amaze the world. How can I live my dreams or even start when everything has come apart? I thought home was all I'd ever want. My attic, all I'd ever need. Now nothing feels the way it was before, and I don't know how to proceed. I only know I'm meant for something more. There must be some way I can be astonishing. There's a lot
of Miss March?
No, Mrs. Kirk, I have not seen the whereabouts of Miss March.
Helga! Do we have enough sheets for the new boarders? Since the war's ended, Professor, people have been coming from all over. Miss March!
What is it, Mrs. Kirk?
Miss March received a telegram. A telegram, Professor. She could have inherited a great deal of money. She could be an heiress. Then again, it could be a terrible tragedy. There's no telling, is there? As her good friend, I think you'd be concerned for her.
We are not good friends. We are simply acquaintances.
I see. Helga!
You and others in this house are under the impression that Miss March and I have some sort of kinship. We have simply gone places together.
The theater.
Yes, I took her to see Hamlet.
A pathetic tale it is.
Very pathetic. And I've given her 3 German lessons.
3? That many?
And I've taken her to lectures, to the park to hear speakers, but Miss March hardly seems to know I exist. She is preoccupied. She rushes past me like the wind.
Christopher Columbus! Mrs. Kirk, have you seen the professor?
Behind you, darling.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, Miss March. The word is Tag. Guten Tag means good day.
Well, I know what it means, but when you taught it to me, you said Guten Tag.
I would never say Tag.
Well, I'm sure you did.
Well, I'm sure I didn't.
All right then. Guten Tag. And it is a very Guten Tag. A wonderful Guten Tag, Professor. And I have some amazing news. I came to New York on a dream. I knew it might take me a while, but all I've been hearing since I arrived is leave it right there on the pile. So today I woke up and decided it's time to achieve, time to fly.
Tell us what happened.
Sometimes when you dream, your dream is just a guess. Sometimes when you work really hard, you don't know if you'll ever find success. So I grabbed a story to sell and got ready to raise hell. Then I marched out the door and headed right for the Weekly Volcano Press.
Henry Dashwood. Now he's a man of taste.
Dashwood was a fiend. He sneered at my distress, tossed my story high on a stack, but I was determined I would progress. I said, sir, I'll wait while you read, but alas, he disagreed. So I jumped on a chair and read it right there at the Weekly Volcano Press.
You did what?
Keep away from me, wretch! I cannot keep away. Your beauty draws me. Your passion ignites me.
It's one that sounds a horror in it. It's a bloodbath.
That's the one. But I took heart what he said. I embellished. I made it better. Lightning strikes. Thunder claps. I've got
to have
I defy you. Let me buy you. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Let go. Rodrigo appears in magnificent splendor.
Run!
But I can't! The forest is dangerous. My sister went in there and she never returned.
You must risk it. You must take the dark path. Your fate awaits there.
You will never escape me!
Go, now! On guard.
Dashwood was aghast, but I could not care less. The words I spoke ignited the air. I felt like a publishing lioness. That's when Dashwood started to shout, and I thought he'd throw me out. But then I persevered, and the forest appeared at the Weekly Volcano Press. The forest is dark and scary. Clarissa enters, trembling, fearful of what fate awaits her. She comes to a fork in the road and stops.
Which way do I go?
swamps, loses her footing, her shoes tumble off, the sleeve of her dress gets caught on a twisted limb. She comes to Wild Rapids and can go no further.
How do I get across?
A troll appears.
If you want to cross, you must pay me. I'm the only boat that can get you there alive. I see you wear a necklace that holds a pretty jewel. Your price to get across is what you're wearing around your neck. Oh, how the glitter makes me drool. I've nothing left but this. My prospects are so bleak. You'll never know what wisdom is until you give up all your riches. Here, it's yours. Now show me distant shores. I'll take you to your bed.
Sometimes when you dream, your dreams come true in extraordinary ways. Suddenly a day can be so amazing. And sometimes when you burn the air, then someone else feels the flame you always knew was there.
Stop, please.
I cannot stop.
Can you not give a tired old knight some assistance?
I have nothing left to give.
Give me your time.
But my fate awaits me.
Can you not care for me? It's been years since I felt the touch of another hand.
Then take mine. And take my shawl, ragged as it is.
You have completed your journey. My sword is yours. It will protect you against your enemies. You may now return to the moors. Your fate is in your hands.
And Clarissa raced from the forest, raced to the moors, where she called, I have returned, Braxton! I will free the moors of your tyranny! Fight me! Clarissa thrusts, she parries, she backs up Braxton, pins him against the tree. She leaps up onto a craggy rock, her sword swishing and swooshing. Never has she been so determined. She is on fire! Pity she hadn't taken dueling lessons. Out of nowhere, who should appear but the long-forgotten Rodrigo?
I've waited a lifetime to destroy you.
Who are you?
I am your worst nightmare, Braxton. I am her sister.
And then Dashwood got on his knees, crying, sell this to me, please.
Miss March.
Then he ordered 4 more. Now I'm writing for the Weekly Volcano.
Congratulations. I am, what is the word?
Amazed?
Flabbergasted and delighted.
Christopher Columbus! Today I feel anything is possible. You were right, Professor.
About what?
Everything. I'm gonna be a published writer. I can't believe it. $15 and $25 more for my commission.
You are rich.
I feel rich. Do you dance, Professor?
No.
Neither do I. But today I could.
We should celebrate your success, Miss March. Have you ever been to the Broadway Gardens?
Are you asking me to dinner, Professor?
No. Yes?
I should like that.
Miss March, in all the excitement, I almost forgot.
This telegram came for you. More good news, I suspect.
Open it, Miss March.
I will. Today, I could start a revolution. I could.
What is it, Miss March?
Is it not good news?
Dear God, no. My sister Beth has contracted scarlet fever. She is gravely ill. I must go to her immediately.
I'm so sorry, dear. Sorry for you and your family.
Is there anything we can do?
No, thank you, Professor. Mrs. Kirk, tell your girls.
They'll be fine.
Tell them to keep reading.
I will.
Thank you both for everything.
Miss March, I would like to accompany you.
Accompany me?
You should not travel alone.
I traveled here alone. I'll be fine. Don't worry. But thank you.
Miss March, you will be back?
Of course I will.
And Miss March, viel Glück.
Yes, I need good luck.
Your simple acquaintance is leaving you, Professor.
Yes.
Just a little more. And Beth knows nothing.
Joe has seen to everything.
There, that's it.
Yes.
At last, it's found a home.
It's a beauty, sir. I'll let Joe know.
Oh, John, the flowers.
Oh, it's magnificent. But Mr. Lawrence, you shouldn't have.
But I did, and enough has been said on the matter.
Joe,
She's ready.
it's in place.
Meg!
Where are you taking me?
You'll see.
Is it Amy? Is she back?
It's not Amy, and she's not back.
Well, then, what is it?
Patience. There.
Mr. Lawrence?
Over there, Beth.
Your piano?
No, Beth. Yours.
Mine. Marmee, no.
There was no arguing with him.
But why, sir?
Because it kept calling, where's that dreadful little March girl? It missed you.
Go sit at it, Beth.
Play something for us.
I had forgot to tell you. Lori had been in New York. I received a letter
Lori?
from her.
Lori was in New York?
Didn't he come to see you?
No.
I'm so sorry. He was in such a bad way. Helped me out for weeks. I insisted he do some business for me. And go to Europe and enjoy himself. Guess who he met up with in Florence?
Who?
Amy and your Aunt March. Miss March, may I join you?
It'd be an honor, sir.
If you say, come with me off to Massachusetts, then to Massachusetts we will go.
We will buy dishes there, maybe even 2 sets.
Buy the finest china, then we'll dine a while on crepe Susettes.
New York? I miss New York.
Off to Massachusetts, yes, we're off to where the shops are sweet. We will have no regrets off in Massachusetts.
Dear Professor Bayer, I've been wanting to write to you. So much happening here. My sister Meg is having a baby. My sister Beth is very frail. But I know I have it in me to make her better. I'm thinking of taking her and my mother to Cape Cod, to Falmouth for a few days. Given all that is happening here, I don't know when I can return to New York. I miss it. I miss those volatile
Exchanges we had. I miss our walks in the park to hear the speakers shout as they would change the world. I too would like to change the world. And how are you, sir? She asks how I am, and so how am I? My days are the usual days. I wake up, I go out, time goes by. My days are exactly the days I've lived since arriving here. In fact, how I am is amazed that this comforts me year by year. I work and I eat, life is muffins and jam. The house is nice and quiet now. That is how I am. 5 years in these rooms, reading Hegel and Kant. My mind is devoted to thoughts on the meaning of life. What more could I want? So why is it lately I find I'm uneasy all through the night? And why even now does my skin feel explosive as dynamite? Why does my heart pound like a battering ram? How can she ask me how I am? How I am is fine. Dear Miss March, there is nothing dramatic or new to report. This will be short. Morning and evening I live in my usual way. On the day you return you will see for yourself. Tell me, Miss March, are you happy so far from the clang and the beats of our turbulent street? Quite often I think about days in New York. So of course since you went I have been quite content. I wake in the morning and all that I hear is the absence of sound. Yes, my peace is disturbed, but the ruckus is me as my thoughts run aground. I wanted a life by myself in these rooms, but now all around me another life looms. Who asked her to come and to go and to leave me like that? And now she expects me to send her a note with words if I spoke that would stick in my throat. Who asked her to change how I live, how I think, how I am. She asks how I am. How can I reply? I go through my daily routine. I give lessons, I wait. Time goes by. Yet lately I find there's a pleasure in humming a silly tune. And some days I'll go to the park and I'll sit there all afternoon. Some evenings I swear I can hear a door slam. The house is far too quiet now. That is how I am.
It's so beautiful, Marmy. The waves and all the shells.
This one's over 1,000 years old. Listen, Beth. Remember how we'd always used to say that we would come to Cape Cod?
And now Jo, with her wee literary earnings, as she calls it, has brought us.
I'm so happy to be here with you. Promise me that whatever's got a hold of you, that you'll continue to fight it.
Marmy, look what I bought. A kite for my Beth. Look at the tail. I told the man I wanted all the colors of the rainbow for my sister.
That is the most beautiful kite I have ever seen.
I'll leave you two.
No,
Stay, Marmy.
I'll go write a letter to Father to tell him how beautiful the Cape is this time of year. I love you.
Oh, Beth. This is a dream come true. Come, out of the chair. Come, look at this kite with me.
Tell me again about New York.
It's a circus.
A circus.
Clowns, waltzing camels, dancing horses. Sometimes you see them right out there on the street. And museums. And theaters, Beth, everywhere.
And the women, are they shameless?
Some of them, anyway. It's an amazing place, Beth. I'm gonna take you there.
To New York.
And we'll dine in the best restaurants, and see Shakespeare, and ride the omnibus, and mingle with unsavory characters.
Jo, I have something for you. Marmee says that this shell is over 1,000 years old, and I believe that at one time it had an amazing life. Listen, if you put it to your ear, it talks to you.
What does it say?
It says, "We grow up too fast." You're a woman of the world now. I'm so proud of you, Jo.
When you were first born, not an hour old, I told Marmee,
Beth is mine.
everyone has someone special in the world. And I have you. My sweet Beth. Give me a task to do.
Let's pretend we're riding on a kite. Let's imagine we're flying through the air.
We'll ascend until we're out of sight. Light as paper, we'll soar.
Let's be wild, up high above the sand. Feel the wind, at our command. Let's enjoy the view and never land.
Floating far from the shore.
Some things are meant to be. The clouds moving fast and free.
The sun on a silver sea.
A sky that's bright and blue, and some things will never end.
The thrill of our magic ride.
The love that I feel inside for you.
We'll climb high beyond the brink of days.
Sleep on stardust and dine on blue.
You and I will find the Milky Way. We'll meet
and explore. We'll be kind, around all the green darts of love. Sail with pass the days, doing only as we please. That's what living is for. Can I tell you a secret?
Anything.
I never made plans about what I would do when I grew up. And I'm not afraid to die. The hardest part, Jo, is leaving you.
I won't let it happen. You'll get better. You will.
Some things are meant to be. The tide turning endlessly. The way it takes hold of me. No matter what I do. But some things will never die. The promise of who you are. Your memories when I am far from you. All
at this house.
Marmee, Joe,
We left it in shambles, and it's still in shambles.
Meg. Did you see the look I gave the coachman at March? His impertinence. He caught every bump in the road.
One should always be civil to a coachman. You must respect those who have the reins, until you wrench the reins from them.
Yes, Aunt March. Marmee, Joe.
And remember, Amy, you're a lady now.
Yes, I'm a lady. Meg! When did this house get so small?
As we grow grand, Amy, the world around us often diminishes in size. I have known people that have almost disappeared before my very eyes.
You're such a dear, Aunt March. Thank you for everything.
I'll go see to that wretched coachman.
And remember, Aunt March, respect those who have the reins.
Very good.
Amy? Meg! Amy! Meg, it's really you! Let me look at you!
You're so beautiful.
Oh, you're a mother now, twins! I can't believe it!
Neither can I. Amy, look at her, Marmee. Amy, my baby
Marmee!
Oh, you're so grown up.
Oh, I am, Marmee. I really am. I feel older. I'm sophisticated. You can't imagine all the experiences I've had. And wherever I was, I'd think, if only Meg were here. If only Joe. If only Beth.
Amy.
I was so sorry I wasn't here to say goodbye to her. I cried for weeks and I couldn't stop. Aunt March said I was being unreasonable, but my heart was breaking not to be here with her.
Beth understood.
Joe!
She said, "Tell Amy not to fret."
Did she really say that?
She was so brave. To the very end. You'd have been proud of her.
I bought her this metronome. The man said there wasn't another one like it. Oh, and where did we get that magnificent piano?
Mr. Lawrence gave it to Beth.
He's such a dear, isn't he? It's so good to be home in our dear house.
Come, show us what you brought back.
Oh, it's a king's ransom. I have so many things to tell you all. I ate frogs, actual frogs. And how is John? Is he still romantic?
More so.
Oh, I knew it. Men are so amazing.
That's almost everything.
Lori? I hadn't realized you were coming back too.
Yes, we all sailed on the same ship.
You look different.
Do I? I'm taller an inch or so.
It was so good of you to comfort Amy and Aunt March after our loss of Beth.
When I heard the news, I was devastated. I didn't come to see you when I was in New York. I wanted to. I thought of it.
I don't blame you, Lori. I was horrible to you. I was so unfeeling.
You said what you felt.
No. Guess what? I sold a story.
I knew you would. I always had that sort of faith in you, Joe.
I know you did.
You know, you look different too. Very distinguished.
Really? I've missed you.
I've missed you too. You know, I learned something about myself.
What's that?
I was never meant to fly on golden wings.
Who is?
You, Joe. You were meant to soar. Me, I was meant for more mundane things. I've decided to go into grandfather's business. I know, it's the last thing in the world I ever would have thought for myself. But I'm sort of fascinated with the prospects. I shall be wily and shrewd.
Oh, Lori.
Amy.
There you are.
Did you tell Joe?
Tell me what?
The most amazing thing.
Really quite a thing.
You tell her.
No, you tell her.
All right, I'll tell her. We were under the bridge beside,
Gondola.
under Italian
singing lullabies.
He says he likes the way I sing.
The day was ours.
We talked for hours.
It was amazing.
I said I love fireflies.
I said, so do
I told him I hate goodbyes.
There was something in her eyes.
I swear that bells begin to ring.
We found that we
were so much like
it was amazing.
So tell me, who proposed to whom?
Oh, you know? We were trying to be so discreet about it.
Amazing that we were in Venice.
He had gone to love
In Venice.
when he suddenly stood up
And shouted, will you marry me?
It was so romantic.
Then I fell into the water.
And before we even knew it,
She dove in and rescued me.
it happened before we knew.
How could we have known?
Amazing what time can do.
From that moment my heart flew.
We'll be married in history.
Who'd ever thought in all the world we'd fall in love, and yet we did.
It was amazing.
Amazing. The most amazing thing.
Come, Lori, help me with the rest of my things.
She bought half of Europe.
And I'll get the other half on our next trip. And later, Aunt March wants to talk to us about proper wedding etiquette.
Lori, welcome to the family.
Thank you, Joe.
I never meant for it to happen like this. I always thought of Lori as yours.
He's never been mine. He's always just been one of us.
Joe, I brought this for you. It's a book of my drawings. I drew all the things you should have seen. All the churches and palaces and mountains. I want you to have them.
Amy, I can't.
Yes, you can, Joe. We'll be close. That will never change.
Never. Amy, thank you. Your drawings are beautiful.
It's been a while since you've been up here.
I know.
It needs an airing. And a dusting.
I'll get to it.
This was always such a sanctuary for you. Whenever you were sad or upset, you'd run up here and bolt the door, and come back down hours later so full of life. I haven't seen that Joe for a long time.
I can't write. I can't do anything, really. You're right. I used to always be able to come up with something. I was always so good at that. Beth would say, Joe can make the clouds disappear. I want Beth back. I never should have broken the promise. I never should have gone to New York. If I'd have stayed here, everything would be different.
Joe, stop it. No one did more for Beth than you did. You could not have changed what happened.
How do you go on? How do you go day in, day out, as if nothing has happened?
You think that's how I go on?
You're strong and wise. How can I be like you? How can I find your strength?
Don't make so much of me, Joe. I never dreamed known heartbreak. How I wish I could change the way things went. I wanted nothing but goodness. I wanted reason to prevail, not despair, emptiness. I wanted days of plenty, but I refused to feel tragic. I am aching for more than pain and grief. There has got to be meaning. Most of all, when a life has been so brief, I have got to do something. How can I give her any less? I want life to go on. I want days of plenty. You have to believe there is reason for hope. You have to believe that the answers will come. You can't let these defeat you. I won't let these defeat you. You must fight to keep her there within you. So believe that she mattered, and believe that she always will. She will always be with you. She'll be part of the days you've yet to feel. She will live in your bounty. She will live as you carry on your love. So carry on, full of hope. She'll be there for all your days of plenty.
How do I go on? Just an empty room. All I have are memories. I need a task to do. Someone give me a task to do. I need a... I thought that somehow we would always have forever. I thought the promises we made would have a different end. I thought the love we shared would keep us as we were. It was the fire within me. We planned and plotted with abandon in this
days before Christmas. It was several days before Christmas. The sisters sat about the parlor and grumbled about their fate. Meg, the oldest and most romantic, said, "It's not fair. Some girls have pretty things while we have nothing. And it won't be Christmas without presents," said Amy with her usual pout. "And we haven't got Father to read to us," said Joe, who yearned to travel and write great books. Only Beth, sitting contented, said in a tone so sweet, even angels would have listened, "But we've got each other. Everything I promised them is here. All of us the way we used to be. We will always have each other. They will always be the fire in my heart. Here I go, and there's no turning back. My great adventure has begun. I may be small, but I've got giant plans to shine as brightly as the sun. Here in all the smallest details of the past, here in this attic, suddenly life is something vast. The four of us, forever here at last. As unexpected as can be. Astonishing.
Meg, look at me. I can't get married looking like this. The dress is not Treybeau.
The dress is very Treybeau.
Oh, and why did I choose white for the flowers?
Amy, come let me finish your hair.
I've made all the wrong decisions for the wedding, Marmee. The flowers, this dress.
You look like a Madonna.
Merci, John. It was all Laurie's idea to have our wedding in our very petite maison, and I can deny Mon Amour nothing.
Why is she speaking French?
Was I this silly at our wedding?
Worse.
John!
You were inspiring.
John Father's telegram says he'll be arriving at noon. You must go meet him at the station.
2 sets of silver, 3 sets of dishes, 4 chairs, 16 cut glass bowls, and all the flowers from my conservatory. I've been joyfully divested of all my worldly treasures.
Where's Amy?
You're not to see her before the wedding.
I know. Grandfather, here's a champagne you asked for.
I'll take it. I'm off to the train station.
Come, Laurie. Let us have a cigar before the ceremony begins. So, what do you say? Feel ready to be a bridegroom?
My life has never been more complete. And look, the rain has held up.
Where is Josephine?
I'll go find her.
And tell Amy I wish to speak with her about proper receiving line etiquette. I have the cream of Concord Society arriving at any moment.
Wished to speak to me, Aunt March?
I suppose you realize this could have been your day.
And you think I made a ghastly mistake?
I do not. Laurie and Amy are ideally suited to one another. I've gone over my will.
Aunt March, I don't...
Meg will inherit most of my money. Amy is making her way into society and won't need any of it. And as for you...
I don't want
I know. You don't want anything. And yet you want everything. Josephine, every girl, every woman, needs something to fall back on. I'm leaving you my house.
Your house?
Do something worthwhile with it. Make a library of it, or a school.
That's very generous of you. Thank you, Aunt March.
I don't like that dress.
It was yours.
Well, it looked better on me. Joe, there's a strange man at the front gate asking for you.
Professor Bayer?
Hello.
Hello. This is a surprise.
I know. You wrote if I should ever come north, I should come visit you.
Yes, but...
You never thought I would do it. Well, I did it. I'm here. Should I go?
No.
I'm not intruding?
No, you're not intruding. Come, I'll introduce you.
No. Not yet.
So how is Mrs. Kirk?
As impossible as ever.
And the boarders?
As strange as ever.
And you?
Me? The same.
You look...
Old, I know. Nearly 50.
You're 34.
35.
You had a birthday.
They made a party for me. I get sick. I do not like parties. I brought back your manuscript. It was so good of you to send the book to me. A novel.
There's no one whose opinion I respect more than yours. Forgive me for presuming.
It touched me deeply, Miss March. I saw you on every page. I heard your voice. I felt your spirit. It was magnificent.
Joe, Amy is driving me insane. Now she's talking about changing her veil. Excuse me.
This is my sister, Meg. This is Professor Bayer.
Ah, yes, I recognize you now from your sister's book.
So you're the one she's let read it.
I'll be right there.
I've come at a bad time.
No, it's just a wedding.
A wedding?
I often think about you, Professor. I wonder how you're doing.
I bought a kite.
You bought a kite?
Soon after you left. I bought a kite and took it to the park. You know, you were right to think I was old. I was old.
No, I shouldn't.
I was. But since we meet, everything is different. Everybody noticed. My students even. They say, Professor Bayer, you were smiling today. Miss March.
Joe.
Joe. We are not at all alike. We have our differences. May I be blunt?
Be blunt, by all means.
I think perhaps it looks like rain.
The sky gets bluer by the hour.
The water falls in little drops.
That's why it's called a sun shower.
Ah, and now it stops.
You were about to be blunt?
If I say rain, then you say sun. If I say yes, then you say no. It seems before we start, we're done. We even argue at hello. If I say share with me the small umbrella,
I'd say who cares if I get wet?
we are as different as the morning and the night.
No, we're as different as the winter and the spring.
We always seem to fight.
We disagree on everything.
And yet, you make me smile, you make me laugh, you make me care. How can I explain inside my heart I feel the pain when you're not there? Though we are not at all alike, you make me feel alive. If we had that that in common, that one small thing in common. Love could be like a small umbrella in the rain.
Josephine!
Christopher Columbus.
And just who are you?
This is my Aunt March. This is Professor Bayer.
Call me Fritz.
Fritz? Is that your name? Fritz?
Did I not tell you?
No.
Well, bring in Fritz.
You were saying, Fritz?
When people discover passion, they've come upon something rare. This fervor they have in common will shelter them anywhere. Though the rest may be rough, with such passion to share, I think we have more than enough to make our marriage if we dare.
You are proposing?
No. Yes. I do not mean today, or tomorrow, or even next month, in a year, maybe 2 years even. I'm a patient man.
I won't be sweet, won't be demure.
This I prefer, this I adore.
I'll speak my mind, you can be sure.
I'll be enchanted to the core.
If I say let me share this small umbrella,
I'll say who cares if we get wet.
we'll be as different as a husband and a wife.
No, we'll be different as a woman and a man.
We'll fight our way through life.
We'll disagree the best we can.
And yet,
You'll make me smile, you'll make me laugh, you'll make me care. How can I explain inside my heart I feel the pain when you're not there? Though we are not at all alike, you'll make me feel alive.
yes, we have that in common.
That one small thing in common. Our love is like a small umbrella in the rain. I have news for you. I showed your novel to Henry Dashwood.
You did what?
It was wrong of me, but I could not resist. Horrid man, Dashwood. Stubborn, blunt to a fault.
What did he say?
He said, it's a bit long. He missed the blood and guts. He likes the 4 sisters, particularly the outspoken one. He wants to publish it.
He said that?
If it is all right with you.
Joe, we need you inside.
Marmee. Marmee, I want you to meet a good friend of mine. Professor Fritz Bayer. He's going to stay with us for a few days. We're thinking of starting a school together.
A school?
Not today or tomorrow, but someday.
Welcome, Professor. Come inside and meet the family.
Sometimes when you dream, your dreams come true in extraordinary ways. Suddenly a day can be so amazing. And sometimes when you yearn, you burn the air. And then you are not the same. And the world is...
Joe, we are all waiting for you.